I believe that Nigerian democracy is under threat. I also believe that the men who are protesting to protect it were part of the reason we are here in the first place. Both things can be true. And if you don't know what I am talking about, I am talking about the ADC protest led by Peter Obi, Atiku, and others that was held in Abuja a week ago. My name is Ty, and this is where common sense meets some nonsense. On April 8th, 2026, members of the ADC took to the streets in Abuja. There was rain, but they didn't care because they had a point to make. They went to the INEC headquarters and they had banners such as Tinubu, why you afraid? Tinubu, let democracy breathe, and judges must push for justice. They were even singing the old national anthem, Arise, O Compatriot, and I believe that this was in defiance to what Tinubu has effectively done to them. They also called for the resignation of the current INEC chairman. And all this is under the thesis that Nigerian democracy is under attack. Peter Obi also said in the conversation that we must say no to a one-party government. So how did we get here? Well, this reads like a plotline from Game of Thrones. To defeat Tinubu in 2027, some political masterminds decided that, oh, we need to create a coalition. We cannot do this by ourselves. So what did they do? They combined under the umbrella of the ADC. So people like Peter Obi, Atiku, Amechi, Kwankwaso, and others stood together to become one party. However, they ran into a small issue called Bala. Bala used to be the deputy national chairman of the ADC. Wants to step down and hands over the reins to David Mark. However, Bala goes on and says, I'm the deputy. I need to become the main person once that person steps down. He cannot just hand over to a new individual. But then the ADC says, well, Bala, you resign. And here's your resignation letter. We send this resignation letter to INEC. And Bala says, no, I didn't resign. Actually, this is a forgery. And so, court case. And the court case landed at a judgment that says, everybody go back to status quo. The court case final proceeding is in Latin. I'll put the Latin phrase there. But basically, it just says, everybody go back to status quo. And Bala says that, okay, status quo means that I should be the chairman now. And then INEC, what do? They decide that, okay, since the court says go back to status quo, what status quo means is that we are going to start deregistering the leaders of the ADC as they currently are now. So they deregistered David Mark and a number of other people. And ADC are saying that you just deregistered our people on April 1st. We have a convention in about 2-3 weeks. This has effectively hampered the plans that we have. And who can blame them? This looks like an intervention of INEC to mess with the general election that is coming in 2027. But the INEC chairman says, well, we operated according to the law. He goes on Arise TV and says that, well, I am not a party to making this a one party nation. I am only enforcing the laws. That was my business. If the court didn't say anything, me, I won't have done anything. Basically, wiping his hands of all responsibility for the outcome that is currently on ground. Well, this INEC crisis did not happen in isolation. This has been one thing in a litany of things that leads people to question whether democracy is actually safe in Nigeria. So there's this act called the Electoral Act of 2026, done in February of 2026 and signed almost immediately by Tinubu. And effectively, one of the most contentious things in this act was killing the live reporting of votes electronically. So basically, people are saying that this leads to questioning the results, as rigging can happen in the time that has now been yanked away from reporting live real-time scores. This is one of the things that the ADC is effectively protesting. The members of the ADC have been establishment politicians in Nigeria. Most of these people have held power on some level or another, and I wonder if this complaint is actually for the Nigerian people, or is actually because power cannot reach them anymore. Look at all the people that are involved in this. We have Atiku. Atiku is 79 years old effectively. He has been vice president of this country. He has effectively run for president 7 times and lost. And this is one of the people that is leading this charge. We have Peter Obi, who I am more of a fan of. He has jumped from party to party trying to become president of Nigeria. Other people include Amechi, who was governor at some point, and he had his time in the sun. And what did he effectively do with it? I cannot effectively say, because I do not think that he was a particularly effective leader. And this now leads to the question: are we being represented by effective leadership to push for our democracy to be saved? This is a question I put to you. Do you think that we are being represented by the right people? You can leave that in the comment section below. Or how do you think we need to fight for our rights for an effective democracy? These are my thoughts on this particular topic. Thank you for listening to me. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll be doing videos every Tuesday and Friday, and I'm looking forward to your comments. And please share this video so that we can reach more people. Thank you for listening to this, and see you on the next video. Goodbye.